In the creation of my Digipack and advert, I used Adobe Shopify CS5, and I've used it quite a lot in similar ways for both. So I'm just going to go through it on the Digipack. First of all, I started off with a blank frame. It downloaded from the internet, and it had all of these lines and markers about Digipack cases, including the bleed lines where the ink would run, which is why I've left these blank, and then where the images should be is either red, and then the guidelines of like the CD case and things like that. I started off by inserting images. This was the same for the poster. I'd just file, open the image in another document, and then drag it over onto here. And then from that, I'd use the file, edit view, transform, and scale. From that, I'd scale them down until the corners fit perfectly in here, like the edges fit in here. Then I use the marquee tool to select an area of the image that I wouldn't be using, and press delete to get rid of it. And I did this 6 times for each image on here, and once for the image on the poster. Then for the top 3 images, needing it be the other way around, as these 2 sides would stick together, I just went on edit, transform, and rotate, which gives you free rotation. But I used rotate 180 degrees just for a perfect flip. So after that, I had all my images in place, exactly where I wanted them. So after, I created a new layer, and on the new layer, I put a big shape around the edge and pulled the layer down underneath all the images, so it'd have this underlying colour that can be bled out onto and can be on the bars at the side for when it's in a CD case or something. I then went on to use the shape creation tool, and then made the shapes here and here, and using after putting the shape down on top of the image, I went over and put the opacity down so it can be faded through just like this and just like this, so some of the images are coming through. On top of that, I put text in the same size boxes on top of each, and on the text I just typed in all the album numbers and all this. I used the Cherokee font because it has almost like a natural feel and has a typical media feel which I wanted to go for. I then again opened up and inserted the images for the logo, and then I just used the transform tool again and put them into the right places, scaling them down again to be small, and using the text tool and rotating them for these parts. And that's how I create this. And with the poster, I focus more on the text tool as it's seen. So I made something similar to this frame right here, on an A4, and then I used the same text and the same technique on this box, and I just put more text around, nothing too difficult, just simple text on both sides. And I adjusted the colours a little bit using the swatch bar at the side, and just slightly turned it a bit red to get these colours in the trees. And I did that on both my projects to keep a brand identity, and that is how I've used Photoshop in my project.